Welcome to the campus of Western Washington University, the mecca of NCAA Division II men's college basketball. Tonight, your Vikings play host to the Seattle Pacific Falcons. Fans, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise, if you are able, and remove your hats. Tonight, the award-winning Western Washington University Band, under the direction of the internationally renowned Katie Cook, will be playing our national anthem. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, the visitors from Seattle Pacific. This is their starting lineup as announced by head coach Kefri Fazio, who is assisted by Donald Rollman, David Choi, and George Parker. At guard, a 6'2 junior, number 1, Owen Moriarty. At guard, a 6'7 junior, number 3, Jackson Knapp. At guard, a 6'2 redshirt junior, number 13, Mason Landek. At forward, a 6'9 junior wearing number 14, Trace Evans. Viking fans, are you ready? Viking fans, here is your starting lineup. As announced by head coach Tony Dominguez, who is assisted by A.J. Albritton, Bob Hofstetter, Otavio Jude, and Graham Bonar. 6-man, put your hands together. Here they come. At guard, a 6'5 redshirt freshman, number 2, Rhett Kepley. At guard, a 6' sophomore, number 3, TS3, T-John Shane. At forward, a 6'6 junior, number 13, Garrett Levac. At forward, a 6'7 freshman, number 15, Trevor White. And at guard, a 6'4" senior, number 44, Will Wilson. 6 man, it's
Welcome to Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University for a GNAC matchup that feels like a heavyweight fight. The Seattle Pacific Falcons enter Bellingham carrying 5 straight wins to face off against the Vikings, who have won 7 games in a row. This truly should be a match between an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Where else to see it than Vikings TV here on this Saturday night? I'm Zenn Hill. Thanks for tuning in. The Vikings enter 15-7, Seattle Pacific 12-11, but in conference play, the Falcons 8-4 and the Vikings 7-5. This could shift the standings as we are midway through the second half of the conference schedule. Seattle Pacific wins the tip-off, and handling it is Mason Landek. He was key in their win against Simon Fraser. SPU on offense first. On a handoff to Jonas Latour. He's out there, as well as Owen Moriarty. Down low is Trace Evans also in the start, joined by Jackson Knapp, the only other Falcons starter to not touch the ball yet. Landek will pull up off the dribble, miss it off the right side of the rim. Evans bounces the rebound and has the offensive glass with a fresh shot clock. Inside is Knapp, and he gets it to go after getting Levesque off his feet. SPU on the board first on their first trip down after winning the tip. Knapp, the one to do it for them. Now the Vikings out there with Sane, Kepley, White, Levesque, and Wilson, the starting 5. That have been the starting 5 for these 7 straight wins, as Sane pulls up and misses short on the right side of the rim. Moriarty with the rebound, and Landek will dribble it down. Mason Landek against Simon Fraser, 31 points, a career-high night for him in the win over the Red Leafs on Thursday. The Vikings also picked up a victory on Thursday against Montana State Billings. It was a 20-point victory for Western Washington. Evans using the big body to go against White down low, but missed the hook shot. Levesque corrals the rebound. He was in double-digit rebounds on Thursday as he put up a double-double for Western Washington. Vikings have Wilson on the left side looking for their first basket. It's Wilson inside, missing the layup short off the right side. Latour fights off the rebound as Levesque and Wilson were both there, pestering him. Landek handles it down. Last time these two teams met was in Seattle. It was a win for the Falcons. They shot over 70% from the field against the Vikings. Western Washington can't do much when their team that they're playing against is shooting in the 70s. As a jump ball is called, Western Washington, after losing the tip, will now get the possession arrow in their favor, and they will take it. Vikings looking for their first basket, as you see the wrap-up there from the freshman Trevor White, forcing the turnover. And now the Vikings on offense with Tijan Sane. Wilson drives to the right side of the basket, looking for a teammate. Pass was tipped out of bounds. Western Washington ball along the baseline. In the win for the Vikings over Montana State Billings, 94-74 was the score. Vikings at one point were down by 10 in the first half, really turned it around in the second half and finished strong against the Yellow Jackets. Vikings picked up their 7th straight win. It was also their best win during this win streak. A lot of their wins have been close, but the 20-point victory solidified number 7. Kepley was a big part of that as he gets the floater and gets on the board. He had a 24-12 double-double with his points and rebounds on Thursday, and he gets the Vikings first on the board, even at 2, as SPU looks to answer. A couple dry trips down after scoring on their first attempt. And now Evans, with his back to the basket against Will Wilson, will drop step, then float it over Wilson, but once again misses down low. 0 for 2 is Evans down when he's bullying in the paint. And the Vikings on offense with Sane. The point guard handled it down, put a couple dribble moves on, now works around a screen of Levesque, looks on the roll, takes it himself past Evans and gets by him. How about Tijan Sane, the 5'11" guard, just working his way around the 6'9" forward of Trace Evans, and the Vikings lead 4-2. SPU had their win against Simon Fraser, 86-78, as Moriarty will get the basket. Moriarty has been the leading scorer this season for the Falcons, 15.3 points per game. And he ties it at 4. Vikings with an answer chance as Sane goes around the screen of Levesque. Steps back, mid-range fadeaway jump shot, too strong. Rebound soared through by Jackson Knapp. And he's 6'7". He's listed as a guard, but he flew through to grab the rebound, and he also handles the ball down the floor. Guarded by Garrett Levesque. Into the top of the paint near the GNAC logo without a dribble inside the paint. Vikings wanted 3 in the key, don't get it. Now Evans back to the basket. Another floater over a Vikings defender inside, and it finally works for Evans on his 3rd try. Down low, he'll get his first basket. And now a 6-4 lead for Seattle Pacific. Kepley pick and pop. Levesque, a 3 is good. The transfer from UTEP in Levesque making the 3 ball. It's not his specialty, but he's knocked down some big-time 3s. He had the one against Simon Frazier in the last-second win for Western Washington earlier this year. As Latour looks to answer, he comes up short on his 3-pointer, and Wilson gets a rebound. Vikings lead 7-6. White a deep 3, back iron, and a rebound just grabbed by Knapp off one hand. The freshman Trevor White might have forced a shot a little early into the shot clock, and now the Vikings back on defense look to stop Seattle Pacific, who are going to go down low. That's been the game plan with Evans. Try to bully White inside. Another shot, no good. Evans, though, gets it off a tip from a Viking. Latour, a 3-pointer. Can't get his 2nd one of the night. Levesque soars in for the rebound. Vikings will slow it down with Sane down the court as the sophomore directing traffic. Through the first 5 minutes, this matchup living up to what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a close matchup. 2 teams, probably the 2 hottest teams in the GNAC right now. 5 straight wins for SPU, 7 for Western Washington. And how about Garrett Levesque? Another 3, this time just cannon off. As Landek will bring it down the near side of the court. Landek stops his dribble, finds top of the key. Knapp fakes a handoff to Moriarty. Knapp working through on the right side, looking for a teammate. Evans, the big man outside. Knapp guarded by White, took a jab step, now to the baseline, reverse layup is no good, just rolled off the edge of the rim, and Levesque was able to grab the rebound. So far, Seattle Pacific has been getting inside at will. Luckily, they haven't been converting. Vikings still lead by 1, 7-6 as Sane is fouled on the drive to the right side, and 2 free throws are coming for the sophomore Tijan Sane. A close first over nearly 6 minutes now in this first half. It's 7-6. Western Washington is leading. We'll step away here at Carver Gym, and when we come back, GNAC action.
Hey,
get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Welcome back to Carver Gym, Seattle Pacific, Western Washington here on this Saturday night in Bellingham. SPU right now trailing by 1. Vikings lead just 7-6 in a matchup between 2 teams that are on fire right now. Vikings 7 straight wins, SPU 5 straight wins themselves. That's the storyline here tonight, of course, because one of these teams' win streaks is going to end. Western Washington has not been on a win streak like this in conference games since the 2019-2020 season. It was an 8-game win streak back then, and that win streak ended with a loss to Seattle Pacific. It was in Seattle where the Vikings' win streak of 8 ended that season as Tijan Sane knocks down the first of 2 free throws. He was fouled on his way to the line before we took our break. Tijan Sane missed a couple early games for the Vikings, but now the 3rd highest scorer. 13.9 points per game, and he's always been a great free throw shooter as well. Knocks down both, and the Vikings lead 9-6 with 14:20 left in our first half. SPU with the ball. They've got Schunestet out there. Jackson Knapp moves around his screen, looks into the corner. Falcons swinging around the edge. SPU had a couple dry trips downside. They've been getting inside at will, but just like that, not being able to finish. Another missed layup by SPU. As Sane goes quickly, Kepley got his defender off of his feet, tried to get a pass down to Levesque. Landek saved it, and now Moriarty has it in transition. What a hustle play by Mason Landek, and now Knapp inside is fouled. Trevor White got a piece of him trying to swat away the attempt on the left side of the basket. White will get his first personal foul, as now we'll see Jackson Knapp go to the free throw line. Knapp at the free throw line. He's a transfer from the University of Montana. Last season he appeared in 35 games off the bench for Montana. His career high 17 points came against Montana State. As he misses the first of two, Dejan Lott is going to come in for Western Washington. And for Lott, he was a starter for the start of this season under Tony Dominguez. Went to the bench and now has been coming off there since. This will be his 22nd appearance. He's missed just one game for Western Washington, as the second of two is good from Jackson Knapp. 9-7 the score. Zenn, Wilson, Lott, Levesque, and Kepley the offense for the Vikings. Wilson is on the left side, no dribble, finds Zenn. He's open for a three. He'll take it and hit back iron. No good from Zenn, and Wilson was tied up with Sandberg, and they both went to the ground. They'll call a foul on Wilson, trying to get the rebound off the long miss from Zenn. As you see, the left and right arms of each player just getting tied up as they went down to the floor. Wilson will get his first personal foul, second team foul on the Vikings. In the win against Simon Fraser on Thursday for SPU, they shot 62% from the field. Vikings, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a 70% field goal percentage for SPU when the Vikings last faced the Falcons, and that's the story of this SPU team. When they're shooting it hot, I mean, no one can stop them, and they've had some streaky games as inside Jackson Knapp finishes. They've had some streaky games where they've shot very well, some games where they haven't shot as well, and right now they find themselves 8-4 in conference games. Good shooting percentage, a main part of those 8 wins, as Kepley can't get it off a dribble pull-up in the mid-range. SPU will slow it down with Moriarty. Looking for Knapp is Moriarty. He doesn't have a dribble, finds his teammate in Schoenestret. Schoenestret handling the ball, and an off-the-ball foul is called on Garrett Levesque, tied up with Jackson Knapp. He will get his first personal. Third team foul on the Vikings in this 9-9 game, tied with 12:43 in the first half. Knapp goes to the left, guarded by Levesque there. As his back to the basket, trying to dribble against Levesque. Moriarty worked around Zenn, now kicks it out into the corner. Sandberg drives, maneuvered around, and then got it on the second try. The offensive putback for Sandberg, and the freshman able to get his first points tonight and put SPU up 11-9. Vikings need an answer. Offense is slowed down for them. Wilson inside. He'll get the left-handed finish for the layup. Wilson, his first points of the night, come on the attack, and they tie us at 11. Right now, neither side shooting the ball all too efficiently, just 35% for the Falcons, 36% for the Vikings. That's Coleman with a dribble handoff. Moriarty a three, back iron. Neither side knocking down the three ball too well either. 0 for 4 for SPU, 1 for 5 for Western Washington in this first half. As Zenn on the drive finishes through contact. Wanted the and one, but he'll take the lead, 13-11. Zenn, the leading scorer for the Vikings in this first half. He's now got 6 points on an aggressive take, puts the Vikings in front. Moriarty looking to answer for SPU. Knapp has been heavily involved outside the perimeter. Puts on the dribble, got inside, but gave it outside to Coleman. Knapp in the post. Far side of the court to Moriarty. He works around Kepley, then through Lott. Lott rejects him out of bounds on the chase down. He got past Kepley and Lott, but Lott shut it down after that. Sends it out of bounds with 11:08 in the first half. It's 13-11, Western Washington leading when we come back. Welcome back to Bellingham, Washington. The Falcons and the Vikings here in a GNAC matchup. Seattle Pacific 11, Western Washington leading with 13. These two teams, we knew it was going to be a physical and aggressive game when you have two teams on the winning streaks that each side is on right now, and so far it has lived up to it. These are two offenses that have made a name for themselves being efficient in this season, and so far it's kind of just been that ugly fight inside trying to get to the basket at will. The three ball isn't getting knocked down by either team, and it's just been whoever can get to the basket, as there's a three-pointer right out of the timeout, so I'll eat my words there as Coleman knocks it down out of the timeout for SPU. That's their first three-pointer of the night to go ahead 14-13. Kepley has the ball. He's got 2 points. Gets around Coleman. Coleman had the chase down, and that is going to be a jump ball as he was blocked on his layup attempt, and it forced him back down to the ground as Kepley kept possession but was blocked simultaneously. Possession arrow favors the Falcons, and they will take it with a 1-point lead off the block from Grant Coleman, who knocked down that triple and gets the block on the other end to force the turnover. SPU has a ton of scorers that can light it up as well. Evans, he's been going to work inside, hasn't necessarily been effective. Coleman fakes a three, now takes it, comes up short. Long rebound is gathered by Money Lott. Zenn switching speeds, gets around his defender, floats it off of the glass. Zenn is so good when he gets to those spots. We've seen him tonight already on the right side of the rim, using the glass, and puts the Vikings up ahead by 1. 15-14 the score, approaching 10 minutes left in the first half. Coleman off the bench, gives it to the starter Evans. Landek, who was getting tied up by Tijan Zenn, and a personal foul forced Zenn his first. It'll be the 4th foul on Western Washington. Tijan Zenn 8 points, and he's had a couple of those come on attacks to the basket like that. He's made a career as a Viking out of that. A young career as just a sophomore, but Tijan Zenn is a critical part of the offense. So Landek will have it with SPU down by 1. Falcons have Landek on a pull-up mid-range jumper, goes a bit long. Wilson grabs the rebound. Zenn works around a screen, pick and pop to Levesque. He hit this earlier in the game, and he just chucks it too long on his three-point attempt that time. Knocked down his first three, but has gone 0 for 2 from behind the arc since. SPU around the perimeter. They have Coleman there. They find Evans with a mismatch down low, guarded by Wilson. And a post move is just money from Trace Evans, the 6'9" forward, finishing over the 6'4" Wilson. Evans has taken 6 field goal attempts so far in this first half. He's made 3 of them for 6 points. Zenn has no dribble, caught on the baseline, just has to lob it up to Wilson. Vikings only have 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Rice, a deep three. No good, just chucked it up about 3 steps from behind the three-point arc. As the Vikings down by 1, we're looking for a better answer than that. SPU with Landek, gonna start the perimeter handoffs. Moriarty to Latour, his deep three off back iron. He hasn't been able to connect, and Levesque ends up with the rebound after a couple tips. They find the freshman Rice without a dribble on the right side of the wing. Wilson with just 2 points to Levesque. Levesque driving hard down the baseline, switches sides to Zenn. Zenn trying to make something happen, and he's fouled. SPU wanted the travel. Tijan Zenn is fouled. As the substitutions will come in, Jackson Knapp in for Seattle Pacific, and Trevor White in for the Vikings, as well as Grant Kepley re-entering. Aiden Rice will come off, as well as Garrett Levesque. Vikings trail 15-16 against Seattle Pacific. Zenn sets it in motion on the baseline, finds Money Lott. Lott inside is able to just take the contact from Evans and floats it over the top of him as the junior Money Lott puts the Vikings back and forth. Moriarty had it tipped out of his hands, and they're going to say Seattle Pacific ball out of bounds. We will be back after our 8-minute media timeout. This is a 17-16 score. Close battle in the first half.
Hey.
Get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Welcome back to Western Washington University. It's the Vikings taking on the Seattle Pacific Falcons in this Saturday night GNAC matchup. All eyes on the schedule as you saw these two teams on these winning streaks headed to this matchup tonight in the I-5 rivalry here tonight in Carver Gym. Right now it's a 17-16 score. Western Washington leading with 7:57 left in the first half. And so far it has lived up to it. There have been 9 lead changes in this game, 2 ties by these two squads, as each team just trading blows in this first half. SPU will have the ball, and they will inbound it with Moriarty. Moriarty, the junior from Seattle, sets it in motion for SPU as we get a wait here for ready to go. Trace Evans was tucking in his jersey, and they got it into him on the inbounds. Landek, he's been quiet after that 31-point performance against Simon Fraser on Thursday. He now has the ball outside the point guard. He'll take a 3, hand in his face, and he buries it right on cue. Landek knocks down his first 3 ball of the night and his first basket. 1 for 3 shooting is Landek as he's finally into the scoring column for SPU. It's now a 19-17 lead. Zenn is left open, can't make him pay. Trevor White, offensive rebound, put back on the left side, and White gets it. White knots us at 19 apiece as the freshman is able to grab the offensive rebound and put it back. That's just the first offensive rebound of the night for Western Washington. In the high post is Knapp, easily to Evans, got 2 defenders up but can't finish as Kepley recovered, and Lott knocks it out of the hands of Evans to get the rebound. What a great job by Grant Kepley to recover from that play. On the initial pump fake from Evans, he went flying through the air looking for a block. Evans must have forgot about him, and Kepley made him pay. Wilson, a fadeaway mid-range jumper is good. Oh my goodness, by Will Wilson. His ability to put in anything, anywhere, makes him such a great scorer. He's done it throughout his career at Mount Hood Community College and continued it here as a Viking. Knapp got caught inside. Moriarty near the free throw line, out to Evans, who hands it off to Latour. Back to Evans, spinning around. Lott fell to the ground. White with the help defense, and Evans comes up short. The big man has had his opportunities, but he has not converted tonight. 2 of 7, and those 5 misses have been almost gimmies at times. A 2-point lead for Western Washington. Hand off to Lott, and he's heavily fouled by a helping over Evans, and Money Lott is going to the free throw line after being hacked by Trace Evans, who picks up his first personal foul. He was looking to slam that home. Now 2 free throws for the transfer junior. On the season, just a 66% free throw shooter is Money Lott. He transferred from Sacramento City College. Misses the first of 2. And in comes Garrett Levesque for Western Washington. Lott at Sacramento City College averaged a double-double with 21 points and 10 rebounds a game. Also had 3 blocks a game. Was the MVP of his conference. It's the second. Vikings now lead 22-19, under 6 in the first half. It's been a close battle, as you would expect, between these 2 rival schools. Fans have showed up in Carver as well to support. Latour had it knocked out of his hands on his way up. Vikings force a turnover there. Lott and Kepley were involved, and it's now Trevor White on the other side with the ball. Moriarty is guarding him. Kepley to the right, back to Lott. A three-pointer from Lott rattles away, almost got it to go. Three balls still not falling for either side. Vikings 1 of 9 from behind the arc, 2 of 8 for Seattle Pacific. Latour drives baseline, spins around. Lott just rips it out of his arms. It was physical, but he just took it away. No foul, and Lott will get the snatch block. Vikings defense has been coming up with the stops. Can their offense get a good basket here? Try and move out of just a one-possession lead. They're sagging off Levesque, but he doesn't pull it. Wilson, he will. Comes up short, though. And Evans secures a rebound. Landek goes quickly. Transition defense. Wilson trying to get a pin block. And Iffy transition defense gives up the basket. It's now a 22-21 game. Vikings still up by 1. As Kepley is directing traffic, moves to his left. Hesitates, no dribble now, finds Levesque. Levesque had it knocked out of his hands, got it back. And now Lott for 3. No good. Levesque tips it back out to Wilson. Kepley, top of the key. His 3 is good. Kepley able to knock down his first triple of the night on his first try from behind the arc. Vikings, their second good three-pointer of the night, and they're up by 4. Knapp trying to go to work. White there muscling against him. Nat puts it over White and gets it. That time the post move finishes for Seattle Pacific. They've gone down low a whole lot tonight. Wilson's drive. Layup is no good. Landek switching it quickly. Falcons trail by 2. Landek inside, floating through the air, and can't get the double clutch layup. Kepley calls off the screen from White, sends him into the corner. Vikings switch sides of the perimeter. Wilson on the left. Wilson driving past Evans. Driving kick to Kepley. A corner 3 is too strong. And a rebound gain by Jackson Knapp. Knapp, that's his 4th board of the night to go along with 7 points, a leader for SPU tonight in both categories. Still a 2-point deficit for SPU. Moriarty's three-pointer takes a bounce and misses off the right side. Levesque has been hauling in rebound after rebound tonight. He's got 7 already in this first half for Western Washington. Kepley, who's got 5 points, gets inside, thought he was fouled, and came up short. Quick outlet pass to Landek. Now a step-back three-pointer from him, and he is fouled. Fouled from behind the three-point arc, and he is going to go to the free throw line for 3 big shots coming up here, but not before our media timeout. 2:39 left in the first half. 25-23. We'll be back.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. It was a foul that took us into the break, and a foul that the officials are looking at right now to see if it was a three-point attempt from Mason Landek. He stepped back, and what we initially thought as a call on the floor was a three-point attempt they're looking at to see if he will get 3 free throws. He's still fouled. It's just determining whether he's going to be taking 2 attempts or 3 when we come out of this break right now. It seems like it was a quick review, and it is confirmed there's going to be 3 free throw attempts. So it will be a chance for SPU to take the lead over Western Washington out of this break. As a score right now, 25-23 SPU. These will be just its 3rd, 4th, and 5th free throws of the night. Haven't been a whole lot of whistles tonight. Referees kind of letting these these players play in a game where they deserve to be allowed that. Vikings 7 straight wins on a win streak, and SPU has 5 straight. This game could mean a whole lot moving forward in the GNAC standings, as the first one is good from Landek. He's at the free throw line, has 6 points tonight after making that free throw. A 74% free throw shooter on the season, a 10.3 scorer on the year. And he came off those 31 points against Simon Fraser on Thursday, which was just an odd explosion from kind of their 4th or 5th best scorer on certain nights. Landek was just eating. Previously had a career high of 28 against Academy of Art when he was playing for Hawaii Pacific in 2023. Broke his career high with a new Division II school here with SPU this season. Wilson for the Vikings, a pull-up mid-range jumper is no good. For a second there, Trevor White was tied up with Jackson Knapp, who's been all over the glass for SPU. Kind of has been either Knapp or Levesque coming down with the rebounds for either team tonight. Knapp has 6, Levesque has 7, as both the team leaders in rebounds. 25-25, as Landek could only knock down 2 of his 3 free throws, so we're even. And Landek drives inside, high off the glass, gets the layup to go. Landek now tied for the team high 7 points for SPU. Vikings have gone dry, scoreless in their last 2.5 minutes. Jordan Tate is out there. Trevor White driving kick into the corner to Garrett Levesque. Coleman is in front of him. Tijan Sane atop the key. Sane with 8 on the shot clock. A step back in the mid-range, no good. And a foul is called. It'll be on the floor, so the Vikings will have a baseline inbounds as the foul goes on Henry Sandberg. Picks up his first personal foul, just the 4th on SPU. As Sane missed the shot. He's the Vikings' leading scorer, as you just see him off the ball there. Sandberg tied up with Jordan Tate, which is what caused the foul. Garrett Levesque will take a rest likely for the rest of this first half. So it's Kepley, Wilson, White, Tate, and Sane for the last 1.5 minutes in the first half. Wilson gets it outside after nearly losing possession. And now Kepley in the corner doesn't have a dribble. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Tijan Sane likely going to have to put something up here. Going to have to make it happen. Sane spinning around right side. Can't get it. Ball tipped around a couple of times. The buzzer went off, but it touched the rim. No shot clock violation, and SPU ends up with the rebound. We are under a minute now in this first half that has lived up to what it's supposed to be. It's been a physical battle, defensive battle for 2 teams whose offenses have been playing very well throughout the season. These teams both only on pace to score around 60 points each as Coleman goes to work inside. He's rejected by White and a jump ball called. Trevor White, one of the GNAC leaders in blocks, showing why there as Coleman was trying to bully him. SPU has been trying to bully White tonight, and it hasn't necessarily worked. Trevor White, that's his first block, but overall SPU inside isn't scoring the ball as well as they would hope to with their size mismatch that they have over this Vikings team. So here are the Vikings with Jordan Tate. Tate going inside, out to Kepley, pump fake, now takes a 3. Kepley is good. Shot clock turned off for SPU, but the Vikings have taken a 28-27 lead, and SPU is going to call a timeout, trying to get one last possession here and make it good. Every possession has mattered in this first half, so SPU chooses to take the timeout for Kefri Fazio. There's only a 30-second timeout here. SPU in this first half, for a team that we mentioned that shoots the ball so well when they win, they're only shooting 34%. So right now SPU should be grateful that they're only trailing by 1 to Western Washington. And a big part of that is SPU's defense is playing very well. 35% is the Vikings field goal percentage, and they've held Western Washington only 28 points. There hasn't been a game through this win streak where the Vikings have scored less than 70 points, and right now they're on pace to score less than that right now. Obviously, second half is going to look a whole lot different, but right now, Vikings and SPU in a very close battle, as we expected. The I-5 rivalry here tonight, trying to end one of these great win streaks that these 2 GNAC teams are on. SPU's final possession, we'll see what they drew up with 12.7. Landek sets it in motion, gets it to Coleman, gets it right back 10 seconds for Landeck as he goes to the left side of the court. Sane in front of him. Switches on now with Trevor White. Landeck looking like he's going to do it himself. 2, puts it up off the glass, can't get it. And that's how the first half is going to finish. Western Washington up 28-27. They're leading SPU in this battle tonight. We'll send things down to the court with Jeff Evans. He's going to talk with A.J. Albritton, the assistant coach of Western Washington men's basketball. What a good first half here, though, in Carver.
We're here with assistant coach A.J. Albritton, just like you want it. Rivalry game, close game. You're up 28-27. What are some adjustments you need to make at halftime?
Yeah, I've got to get the ball moving. It's stagnant, and it's kind of like the other night. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to figure them out, but I think we'll adjust here. But I think if we move the ball side to side and put some pressure on the rim without second guessing, I think it would open up our flow offensively. And defensively, we're in the mix. We're playing tough post defense, so they're a good team. Jackson App, those guys are good down there. So we just got to keep being physical and rebound more.
All right, coach, go get them. Go talk to your team in the halftime, and have a great second half.
Thanks, Jeff.
Vikings on 3! 1, 2, 3!
Western Washington University is heading on to the Elite
As
Eight.
soon as I got here, I knew that I was going to love it.
Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in the lake. And don't you know it's a beautiful new day? Hey, running down the avenue. See how the sun shines brightly in the city. On the streets where once was pretty, Mr. Blue. Sky is living in the day. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey, you with the pretty face, welcome to the human race. A celebration, Mr. Blue Sky's up there waiting, and today is the day we've waited for. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue, you did it right, but soon comes Mr. Night, creeping over. Now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I'll remember you this. I'll remember you this.
They are the Vikings from Western Washington University.
GNAC Player of the Year puts it away for the Vikings.
A triple, are you kidding me?
Welcome back to Carver Gym. Second half about to get started here between the Western Washington Vikings and the Seattle Pacific Falcons. A 28-27 score through our first 20 minutes, and man, it has been a fun one. We expected this to be a close matchup. It has lived up to it, and let's take a look at how that first half went for both sides. On the field goal percentage sides of things, each team not shooting the ball all too well. It's been kind of hard to get the offense going. You see the defensive battle that we've had tonight there shown through our field goal percentage. As far as free throws, we only had 9 total free throws in that first half. The officials are really letting things play right now throughout this first half, and we'll see if that continues into the second. Three-point percentage, neither side able to really knock down the ball all too well. You see both teams in the 20s. Rebounding advantage right now equal. Western Washington making up for their lack of offensive rebounds through their defensive glass. Garrett Levesque, 7 rebounds, has kind of led the way on that. Only 1 steal for each side, but look at the Vikings, 5 blocks to 1. Their interior defense, Money Lott has 3 blocks off the bench. Trevor White has 1, and Grant Kepley has 1. Seattle Pacific is trying to attack the paint down low, and Western Washington is just rejecting them. 7 assists for SPU and 6 for Western Washington. The ball isn't moving all too well for either side, but good enough to keep us in a close game. As far as the individual scorers, let's look at Seattle Pacific. They're led in that first half by Landeck. He has 9 points. Knapp behind him with 7. Evans with 4. Coleman with 3. Moriarty has 2, and Sandberg has 2. For Western Washington, their individual scorers led by Grant Kepley's 8 points and Tijon Sain's 8 points. Wilson has 4, Levesque has 3, Money Lott with 3, and Trevor White with 2. Garrett Levesque, the rebounding leader, had 7 rebounds in that first half. Jackson Knapp on the other side of things for SPU had 7 rebounds as well. Both players kind of just being those hustle pieces that might make a difference down the line in this matchup. We remind you, 7 straight wins on the line right now for Western Washington and 5 straight wins on the line for Seattle Pacific. Western Washington began their win streak on the 11th of January against Montana State Billings with an 84-70 win. They have rattled off now 7 straight, most recently a win against Montana State Billings. The loss right before the win streak was against Seattle Pacific. In a score of 97-86, SPU beat the Falcons, and here we go. SPU has the offense. They're moving from left to right on your screen. Falcons have it. Moriarty guarded by White, and he steals it away. Not a lot of turnovers in that first half, and White is fouled after forcing the turnover. When you look at the turnover count, that's now just the 3rd total turnover in the entire game. SPU with 2, both on Moriarty, and the Vikings with just 1 to Grant Kepley. It was a clean first half. A lot of shots being put up, not a lot of shots falling down, and not a whole lot of fouls being called. An aggressive first half that has been controlled by both teams, and we find ourselves in a good one. Just a 1-point difference with Western Washington on offense, up 28-27. Will Wilson driving baseline, and he is fouled. We'll get some free throws as the chasing defender made some contact, and the foul will go on Jonas Latour. Wilson in the first half had 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Now we'll get his first free throw attempts. Vikings are 3 of 4 from the line, 75%. Tijon Sain was 2 for 2. Money Lott was 1 for 2. And now Wilson, the Vikings' leading scorer at 16.8 points per game, is at the free throw line. Knocks down the first one. That's something that Wilson has done incredibly well this season. He leads the Vikings in total free throws, and he also leads the Vikings in his free throw percentage, 89% on the year, as he goes 1 for 2 this time to the trip. Moriarty grabs the rebound. Vikings have a 2-point edge. Landeck, 9 points. He really turned it up in the final 5 minutes of that first half to now have his 9 points and a dribble pull-up. Landeck, who was held quiet. We were saying, where was those 31 points that we saw against Simon Fraser? And Landeck now has strung off 11 points in a short amount of time for SPU. Levesque on the pick and roll never had it cleanly, and Western Washington really thought it was their ball. Baseline judge said Seattle Pacific ball, and now the trail judge is going to talk with him and see for a moment here. And they're going to stick to the baseline judge's call. Vikings bench thought it was theirs. Not too much of emotion being shown by Tony Dominguez. Still early in the second half, not too frustrated, as the possession in this even 29-29 game is with the Falcons. And it's Evans banging down low, floating it over Trevor White. Evans, his 3rd shot in 8 attempts. As now Kepley went quickly for the Vikings. Levesque can't get it cleanly. Once again, it falls out of his hands. As now Landeck will dribble it over. Moriarty faked a pass, got inside, gives it to Evans, and the Vikings were just trailing on defense. SPU takes advantage with Jackson Knapp. Western Washington never got in their defensive set, and now SPU has a 33-29 lead. Evans with a bucket, and then Knapp now inside. 2 paint presences that have been there all night for SPU. Give the Falcons a 4-point lead. It's their largest lead of the game, and it ties the largest lead by either team in this matchup. Vikings have led by 4 in that first half, and now SPU up by 4. And a foul is called on Seattle Pacific's Moriarty, and that is going to be his 3rd personal foul. So in a game where we haven't seen a ton of fouls, Moriarty has picked up 3 of them. He's going to have to come out of the game early here. That is Seattle Pacific's leading scorer, 15.3 points per game, and he's going to have to sit for a little bit as he's just 2 fouls away from exiting the game for good. Zenn will drive, and he missed Wilson on the pass outside, and the Vikings turn it over. A sloppy start to half number 2 for Western Washington. Since the half began, 6 straight points by SPU have gone unanswered, and that's going to force Tony Dominguez to call a timeout here. Not even 2 minutes into our second half, Vikings have struggled out of the gates, and we will step away as SPU leads 33-29, 18:09 left in the second half. We'll be right back here on Vikings TV.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
Welcome back into Carver Gym, home of the Vikings. Right now, that's what the Vikings look like, down by 4. It's been a slow start to this second half. Not satisfied with how Western Washington has started this second half, and Tony Dominguez aptly called the timeout to try and get his boys real focused. The Seattle Pacific has scored 6 straight points without the Vikings answering to start half number 2. Vikings have only put up 1 shot in the half. They've turned the ball over 2 times down the floor. In a first half where they only turned it over once, they've now doubled their total turnovers already in under 2 minutes in this second half. A 33-29 lead for Seattle Pacific. 18 minutes, 9 seconds left in our second half. This is Vikings TV. I'm Zenn Hill. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a fun one, and we've got plenty of GNAC basketball left here for this to turn into a memorable night in Carver Gym between these 2 teams that come in playing so well. They have battled tonight. Evans has been going to work inside. SPU wants to do that. As Evans finishes, he has now 2 baskets made in this second half. At times during the first half, SPU was getting inside, but they weren't converting their easy looks. And so far in half number 2, they're coming up when they need it and when it's easy. Wilson, 2 defenders collapsed on him. That's Levesque trying to put a poster on. We won't count it as a dunk, but it's still a basket for Levesque as he just dropped it into the bucket off a roll. Vikings, their first points of the second half come from Levesque. Levesque now just with 5 points, 7 rebounds. He's guarding ball as well with Knapp. Trying to muscle into the paint. He does, and now puts the one-handed hook shot. SPU has just been going down low, putting up a hook shot, and it's been working. Vikings need an answer inside. Feels like when SPU is not getting inside, you're having Landeck outside as the point guard making noise. And a foul is called before the shot from Trevor White. It goes on Jackson Knapp. That'll be his second. As Money Lott is going to come in. He's been a defensive presence tonight. Probably why Tony Dominguez is going to bring him in, because the Vikings are getting killed in the paint to start half number 2. They'll bring on Lott, who has 3 blocks down low. He's also hauled in 4 rebounds. 4 fouls early in the second half against SPU after a low whistle first half, and Wilson gets to his spot, finishes a layup. Will Wilson, 7 points off that finish. Vikings trail by 4. It's Landeck tied for the leading scorer for Seattle Pacific, but now Evans is making his case as well. He's got 8. Sandberg gives it Latour a 3. Hasn't been able to convert tonight. Latour is now 0 of 6 from the field and 0 of 4 from behind the arc. Zenn finds Kepley atop the key. Kepley guarded by Sandberg, got bumped off his dribble and now gives it to Wilson. Wilson a crossover, switches back to the other side, puts it up one-handed and it works like a lob almost. Levesque just flies through the air and contorts his body, puts it into the basket. The athleticism by Levesque to get his 7th point of the night. Landek for SPU, dribble pull up in the mid-range. He's fouled by Kepley and free throws coming. Kepley gets his 2nd personal foul as Landek went off the dribble. Let's look at Will Wilson. Lost it, was trying to shoot it, but ends up getting an assist instead. They credited him with his 3rd assist of the night. Not a missed shot on Will Wilson as Levesque made him look good on the pass. Garrett Levesque now 3 of 6 from the field, 7 and 7. He's on double-double watch as Levesque has been putting up double-doubles ever since he entered this starting lineup for the Western Washington Vikings. Levesque on Thursday had a 14 and 11 double-double. Is at the free throw line. SPU makes it a 39-35 game. 16 minutes left in the second half. Landek goes a perfect 2 of 2 in the line, and it's a 4-point lead for SPU. Pass was almost tipped away by Landek, but Zenn got it. Good perimeter defense being played by SPU. Zenn gives it to Money Lot, and Zenn stepped out of bounds on the baseline, and it's a turnover. Vikings down by 4. Not the best start to the second half, but we're still close. 39-35. 15:47 left here in Carver Gym when we come back on Vikings TV.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
We're in for some great basketball here in this second half at Carver Gym. Western Washington and Seattle Pacific in this matchup. But if you're just a fan of Vikings basketball, women's basketball was on the road today, and they had a great matchup against Northwest Nazarene. A 67-64 win for the Vikings on the road. Just get a 3-point edge over the Nighthawks. Vikings were led by Libby Stump, 15 points. Also Demi Dykstra with 14 points as Lyndon Christian shows out for Western Washington in the win against Northwest Nazarene. But here in Carver Gym in Bellingham, the Vikings trail by 4. 39-35 is the edge for SPU. They've come out and they've shot 5 of 6 in the second half so far. Vikings are shooting the ball well, but they're turning it over a lot. 3 turnovers and just some sloppy possessions for Western Washington. As Knapp will drive and kick out to Sandberg. Sandberg does it himself now with Coleman driving head of steam to the basket. He's rejected. Levesque was there. No call on the floor. Kepley gets it to Lott. Lott puts it up and comes up short. Levesque muscles a rebound but couldn't get the putback. And they're going to say out of bounds to the moans and groans of Carver Gym. Levesque thought it was a foul that the whistle was coming on. And instead, it's another Vikings turnover. Levesque had the opportunity and then just tipped out of bounds off his own hand. SPU has Kinlock out there for the first time tonight. We're seeing him. Coleman has had some offensive outbursts off the bench, but it's Knapp. He's been all over the floor for SPU tonight. He takes a 3. Knapp is good from 3. The leading scorer and also has 7 rebounds. Jackson Knapp, the transfer from Montana, making his name known here in Bellingham. 14 points, 7 rebounds for the junior. And a 42-35 lead for Seattle Pacific. Vikings need offensive answers quick. SPU is catching fire as Money Lott inside gets the layup. Lott, that's just his second basket of the night. 5 points for him. And the Vikings trail by that total to 5. Approaching 6 minutes gone in the second half. Levesque pokes it out of the hands of Knapp out of bounds. SPU keeps it on the sideline. Nothing better than seeing the SPU Western Washington matchup. Over the last 8 matchups between these two teams, it's an even 4-4 split. The I-5 rivalry, as we call it. Landek got a bunch of height in that pull-up 3, but he missed it long. Offensive rebound, though, by SPU. Coleman wide open. No good off the left side. Tijan Sane, the guard, able to corral a rebound. Sane working around the bigger Coleman and gets to his spot on the right side of the court. Just seems like he can find that area time and time again. And Tijan Sane has a much-needed basket to cut it to a 1-possession game. Sane, the only Viking in double digits, 10 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Hasn't hit a three-pointer, but it's been his drives to the basket making a difference. Landek around 2 screens, got caught up, thought he was fouled. Coleman almost got it. Vikings were maybe even expecting a whistle. Looked like they stopped for a second. Knapp inside and a tough finish through Wilson. Jackson Knapp continues to fill up the stat sheet. 16 points, and this time Wilson is fouled. They will blow the whistle that time, as Seattle Pacific is going to have their 5th team foul. Foul goes on Logan Kinlock. Going to be a baseline inbounds. When you're thinking about the last time we saw these two teams in Carver Gym last year, it was an 80-76 win for Western Washington. Leading scorer in that game for the Vikings was Kai Johnson, scored his 1,000th career point in a 21-point-per-game performance. SPU was led by their all-time leading scorer. Shaw Anderson had 32. Both teams without those leading scorers from last season here in Carver Gym, and it should be a good finish. Knapp has been the standout. Sane for the Vikings on offense has been, as now off the ball, Levesque was tied up with Kinlock, and a foul is called. Kinlock is going to quickly pick up 2 personal fouls, as the redshirt sophomore has only played 3 minutes on the floor, and he's already got 2 personal fouls, and it's the 16th foul early on for SPU. That is going to be huge for Western Washington if they can enter the bonus very early in this second half. Vikings are a good free throw shooting team up and down their roster. Trying to get a tight pass into Levesque, and it was just not there. A double team on Levesque, and Wilson turns it over. Vikings trail by 5, and they give it away. Wilson is guarding Landek, who's got 13. It's now Evans. White there trying to muscle him off. The much larger Evans will pick up a foul before his drop step basket. Trevor White gets the foul, his second. It'll be a baseline inbounds for SPU. And the only time we've seen these two teams face off this GNAC season, Vikings had Wilson, Kepley, and Sane all in 20 points. SPU was led by Mason Landek, 21 points in that game, and we're seeing the same game plan here tonight. Evans dribbling around the perimeter, finds Kinlock. Kinlock back to Evans inside. Lott is guarding him. Lott gets his hand on the ball, tied up with Evans. Jump ball forces it. Let's have a little bit of action going on after the whistle. Nothing too excessive as Lott and Evans were tied up. Officials clearing it up. And it will be Western Washington ball. Moriarty is going to come back in with his 3 personal fouls that made him exit earlier in this half. Steps onto the court with just 2 points tonight. Moriarty is the leading scorer for SPU. SPU and the Vikings have a similar offensive attack. SPU 5 double-digit scorers, much like the Vikings. Very all-around teams these two GNAC squads are. Kepley had a good second half against MSUB. They're going to need him to keep stepping it up. Levesque, a corner 3. Can't get it. Levesque is just not knocking down the triple tonight. And it's no good. SPU with the ball up by 5. "12 minutes left in this second half as Evans in the post again tonight. Triple team on him. They find Knapp and go immediately back down low to Evans. Lott is there. Evans trying to play bully ball. Moriarty got past some defenders. Levesque ripped it out of his hand for a steal. And a foul is called. Foul is called on the transition for Western Washington. It's going to be the 7th foul on SPU. So the bonus coming out of the break 12-minute media timeout, a 44-39 score right now here in Carver Gym. 11:44 when we come back.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
This matchup in last season was the second most attended event here at Western Washington for men's basketball, and tonight a good crowd here in Carver Gym. One of the better ones that we've seen here tonight. Hopefully the Vikings can give them a show. Right now a 44-39 lead for SPU over Western Washington. Vikings 7 straight wins on the line here. Western Washington, a reminder, started their conference schedule 0-5, and they've rattled off 7 straight to be right back in contention to try and make the GNAC postseason tournament, which will feature 6 GNAC teams. Garrett Levesque is at the free throw line for the Vikings. Took us into the break off the fast break. Forced to steal, the 1-and-1 miss. Lott gets the rebound, puts it up. Can't get it, got an offensive rebound that he tipped off of the glass. Vikings wanted a foul, but nothing called. This has been a game where the officials are going to let him play. Something that is worth noting, that foul that took us into the break was on Owen Moriarty. He now has 4 personal fouls. That's the SPU Falcons' leading scorer, but it hasn't mattered because Jackson Knapp tonight has 18 points. He has stepped up when SPU has needed it. And it's a 46-39 lead. Wilson, a 3. Vikings need it, and they get it. Wilson now into double digits at 10. Big time shot. Vikings were looking for something. And it's 46-42. Kinlock seeing some playing time with Moriarty out of the game. Latour, late whistle is called as he took a hard hit to the ground. And Will Wilson will get the personal foul. 2 free throws coming for Latour, who tonight has not shot the rock well. 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. He's got 5 rebounds. These are his first free throws. Latour, when the Vikings saw him in Seattle, played very well, had 18 points as SPU picked up the win, almost scoring 100 points against the Vikings. First half was much more defensive focus, but the offense is finding their grooves in half number 2. Latour goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Levesque has the rebound. 5-point lead for SPU. Vikings on the left side with Wilson. Drives, almost stepped out of bounds, kept his footing. Wilson hesitates around Latour, gets Kepley, a 3. Yes! Kepley brings it within 2 on the 3-point attempt. Vikings have knocked down the triple when they have needed it. And a foul is called on Levesque. Getting caught up with Latour. Garrett Levesque will get the personal foul. It's Levesque's second as Grant Kepley makes his 11th point on his 3rd three-pointer of the night. Grant Kepley, one of the best three-point shooters as far as percentage goes in the GNAC, and he's 3 of 4 from 3 tonight. Vikings trail by 2, 47-45. Landek got to his spot, got Levesque off his feet, works into him and draws the easy foul for 2 free throws to come. Landek has shot 5 free throws tonight. He's made 4 of them, and he's going to the line for 2 more. 13 points, a chance to add 2. Levesque will pick up his 3rd foul, 15th foul on Western Washington. Landek misses the first of 2, and now Trevor White is going to come in. Trevor White enters with 2 points, 6 rebounds. Garrett Levesque out of the game, 7 points, 10 rebounds already for Levesque, but now in a bit of foul trouble, just over 10 minutes. Landek able to get 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 3-point lead for SPU. It's Zenn, a three. Off the left side, and Latour grabs the rebound. Took an early shot into the shot clock, and now SPU has a chance to answer and get it back up to a multiple possession game lead. Evans faked a lot out of his shoes and gets the layup on the left side of the rim. Evans has been going to work in the paint, now 10 points tonight. White trying to put on a dribble against Coleman. Spinning around, no dribble. Needs a teammate for him. Finds Kepley along the baseline. He navigates that side. Lott will pull up from three and hit back iron. Foul is called off the ball on the miss, as I believe Kepley was tied up with someone. Officials going to chat as we're waiting to see. It's going to be free throws likely if it is on Seattle Pacific. A lot of chat going on here. Figure out who the foul was on. And they're going to send both teams to their benches as they try and nail down what exactly happened here. So no telling to who the foul is on right now. How about this second half that we're having? 23 points scored in the second half by Seattle Pacific in just about half of a half. They only scored 27 in the first, and the offense now is really hitting their rhythm. And they're doing what they do in the sense that they're a streaky team. They're shooting 69% in the second half after shooting 33% in the first. And it's showing that SPU, when they are shooting the ball well, and when Jackson Knapp is all over the floor making baskets in and out on left sides, right sides, insides, knocking down a three ball, he's got 18 points. SPU is going to be successful. Even though their leading scorer has been in foul trouble, Knapp has stepped up with his 18 points. For Western Washington, 17 points in the second half, and it hasn't been bad. They're treading water at this point. They need to do something to slow down SPU to try and take the lead back, as Vikings have scored 17 points on 50% shooting in the second half, but they've turned the ball over a little bit too much when Seattle Pacific is playing a really clean game right now. Only 4 turnovers in the game. Vikings have 4 turnovers in this half. They've knocked down a couple of three balls, but it seems like Western Washington almost got ahead of themselves. Zenn took an early three-point shot into the shot clock. The money Lott three-pointer that missed that sent us into this replay is going to be another three-pointer the Vikings will look back on and question whether it was the right selection. But what they're trying to check on the foul here is if there was a little bit something extra on Trace Evans. He sent Grant Kepley to the floor, and they're just trying to see what was going on. Kepley definitely sold the hit a little bit. Either way, it looks like it will be an SPU foul. And the review likely to just see if it's anything more, if it's upgraded to a technical or flagrant. Kepley is the Vikings' leading scorer with 11 points. I don't blame him if they're trying to bully him up, because Kepley, he can hurt you when he's good, but that's the thing about Grant Kepley. I mean, you can send him to the floor, you can foul him hard, but he's just a physical guy. The redshirt freshman out of Seaholm High School, the local product, is just a different beast for Western Washington this year. He was big in the win against MSUB on Thursday with his 24 points, and he's the second leading scorer for the Vikings, scoring nearly 15 points per game. And it looks like they're going to upgrade this foul to a flagrant. So Trace Evans, a little bit of a non-basketball play. It is going to be a flagrant 1 on Evans. So the Vikings are going to have some free throws here. Off the flagrant is what they upgrade it to. And at least when I saw the replay, it looked like it. I mean, he shoved him to the ground. So aptly awarded. Evans will get a flagrant 1 on him. It's just his second foul total. But the Vikings will now have the free throws as a result, and it's Grant Kepley. Vikings down by 5 as Kepley at the line. Gets the first. Kepley, an 81% free throw shooter. He's made the second most out of any Viking this year. Playing for his hometown collegiate team, and he goes 2 for 2 off the flagrant free throws. And now we will have the 1-and-1 that was initially scheduled to happen, I believe. And no, it's going to be actually an on-the-floor call. So it'll be an inbounds there. So despite it being the 8th team foul on Seattle Pacific, it is just a on-the-ground foul for Western Washington to take, and now we'll have a chance to tie this game. Wilson, a pull-up mid-range jumper. It's good. Will Wilson, 12 points, and it's a 1-point game off of his soft basket. 12 points, 4 assists for Wilson, and a 1-point margin with 9 minutes left. Turnover for the Vikings. It was tipped by White. He falls to the ground with Kepley into the corner. Wilson fakes a three. Goes inside. Wilson gets the layup. Vikings lead by 1. 14 points now for Wilson. And a 51-50 as Kinlock gets inside and answers for the Falcons. Logan Kinlock, the redshirt sophomore, stepping in for the foul-troubled Moriarty, gets his first basket of the night. Sane is rejected by Coleman. It was a hard block. Vikings wanted the foul. They don't get it. SPU with a 1-point lead, a chance to try and maintain what they have held through this second half, which is a decent lead over Western Washington. Somehow gets the pass over to Evans, and Landeck barely got that through the needle into Trace Evans inside, who now has 12 points. And it's a 3-point lead for SPU. Falcons did a nice job halting the momentum of Western Washington. They're going to Wilson. He's found success the last 2 times. Wilson puts it up. Oh, it toileted out. Almost got the miracle fall and just pulled at the heartstrings of everyone in Carver Gym. 7:45 left in this second half. One of these win streaks will end tonight. 7 straight for the Vikings, 5 straight for Seattle Pacific. Cross-court pass for SPU to Kinlock. Latour, his three. No good. He just cannot connect from behind the arc. 0 of 5 now is Latour. And the Vikings a chance to tie again. White, a step back three. No good. Landeck gets it. Vikings didn't necessarily need the three there. Off the dribble, White thought he had it. And SPU is going to call the timeout on their offensive side of things. It'll be a full timeout. They stretch it too, so we'll take a break. 54-51, 7:13 when we come back.
Hey, get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. We have a great matchup on hand between Western Washington and Seattle Pacific, but let's look around the GNAC. We have one final score. St. Martin's defeated Western Oregon 81-62 in Lacey. We have a matchup between Montana State Billings and Simon Fraser taking place just north of the border. Right now a 61-53 lead for Montana State Billings. And in other action, Northwest Nazarene and Alaska Anchorage head-to-head. It's a 68-44 lead right now for NNU. They've got 4 minutes left in that game. Alaska Fairbanks also in a matchup against Central Washington, but no score right now being reported from that game, as it seems like their live stats might be malfunctioning. Either way, we have a 54-51 score right now. SPU leading Western Washington. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in our second half. Plenty of time to go. Western Washington trails by 3, but SPU has the offensive attack here. Moriarty with his 4 personal fouls is out on the floor, and he hasn't necessarily been an impact player so far. Trying to make a difference here in these final 7 as he puts it up and can't get it near the free throw line. Misses off the right side. Levesque has the rebound, and Kepley dribbles it down for Western Washington. And they'll go up with Sane, who has 10 points. Hasn't shot the ball all too efficiently, and he hasn't knocked down a 3. Wilson has found some magic here in this second half. He's got the ball in the corner. Wilson off the dribble, trying to do his thing, spins around to his spot and just forces it in. When Will Wilson wants to get to somewhere on the court, it doesn't seem like you can stop him. He did about 3 spin moves before he got to that spot on the right side of the rim and put in the bank shot layup. Wilson now has 16 points. The Vikings' leading scorer continues to do it as Knapp inside is the leading scorer for SPU. He's now got 20 points. Vikings still that 3-point difference as SPU says what you can do, I can do better. Ball is saved there by Evans. Great effort to keep it in bounds. Landette going quickly on the other side for SPU. He's tied up. Evans there. Can't get it off the trail, and a late whistle is called. Free throws are going to come for the big man, Trace Evans. Money Lot getting ready to check in as the foul is going to be on Garrett Levesque. Evans just had the wide open spot, and you see the arm getting slapped there. It's the right call on Levesque, but unfortunately his 4th personal fouls. And right now Levesque has 7 points, 11 rebounds. He's that hustle guy for us. He's got 2 steals and a block. Not someone that the Vikings can afford to lose in such a physical game like this. Guys like Levesque can make the impact and play a role. I mean, he's knocked down big shots this year, but he's going to come out of this game with his 4 fouls. We'll likely see him to close out this game. Money Lot is in. So it's Lot, White, Wilson, Kepley, and Sane. Well, the Vikings on offense, and Evans can't get either of his 2. 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Big time missed shots as Kepley quickly right side puts it up. Evans helped defense there, got a piece of it, and SPU able to get it defensively, forcing the block and the miss from Kepley. 5.5 left in the second half. Knapp with his 20 points. He's 1 basket shy of tying his Seattle Pacific career high. Landette, a 3, way too short off it, air mails it, and Lott saves the rebound. Wilson with 16. 3 defenders there, they can't stop him as he got to his spot, didn't get the reverse layup, and 2 shots are coming for Wilson. 2 perimeter defenders collapsed on him. The help defense down low came to get him. Wilson is fouled, and free throws coming for him. He was 1 for 2 from the line his last time there. The best Vikings free throw shooter on the team. 7 of 12 shooting tonight for his 16 points. He's made 1 3-pointer, and he comes up short in the first free throw. 2 rebounds and 4 assists for Wilson in 34 minutes of play for the Vikings. Vikings have gone 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Second one is good. Tony Dominguez will call a timeout after the basket. It is a 56-54 score. 5:10 left. We're coming down to the wire here in Carver Gym when we come back here on Vikings TV.
Come on, let's go. Get off here. Touchdown!
Mountain Dew.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
Five minutes and 10 seconds left in this second half. The score, 56 Seattle Pacific, Western Washington 54. A tight contest here in this Saturday night GNAC matchup. As I said at the head of the broadcast, this felt like it was going to be a heavyweight battle between the immovable object and an unstoppable force. And that has been the story tonight, a physical battle between these two teams, just fighting to keep their winning streaks alive. The Vikings with 7 straight, Seattle Pacific with 5. Each team fighting to be in the top teams in their conference of the GNAC, as Knapp has led the way, but he's rejected by Money Lot, his 4th block tonight, and he shuts down the leading scorer for SPU. Vikings going quickly with Sand on the other side. They'll get it to Lott down in the dunker spot. Lott guarded by Knapp. Knapp looking for maybe some defensive revenge as Lott just gets it through him. We're all tied, 56 apiece. Best crowd of the season for Western Washington here at home. And Vikings are delivering on the stage. They're tied 56 all with SPU. Moriarty muscling inside against Kepley, wanted a foul. Kepley ended up blocking it out of bounds. So with 9 seconds on the shot clock, SPU has it on the baseline, and that's just been the game. They're letting these two teams go to war. Moriarty definitely had some contact, but that's just not what's being called tonight, and it's beautiful. Landek stepped out of bounds. He turns it over. Lott did a good job just forcing him outside. Landek arguing his case that he was trying to get to the spot, and he turns it over, falling out of bounds. Vikings have a chance to take the lead. Their last lead came with 9 minutes left in this second half. Moriarty jumped the passing lane but tipped it out of bounds on the Vikings' home side. Kepley getting ready to inbound, 4:01 left in the half. Vikings looking to close out this game. Zenn will direct traffic outside. Wilson, the leading scorer, with 17 points. 6 on the shot clock for Lott, and he gives it away. Stolen by Moriarty. Quick outlet pass up to Knapp, but it was offline and saved by Lott. Huge mistake by SPU. Vikings trying to make him pay off the turnover. SPU a couple nasty possessions. Western Washington yet to take advantage. Lott top of the key, he's wide open, let it fly, but he's far off the right side. He might have been too open, but Tijan Zenn ends up with the rebound, and he's fouled down on the baseline. Zenn, the little man, comes up with the offensive glass, just got to the right spot. And the foul is going to go on, that's going to go on Moriarty, they're saying. And that's going to be number 5 for him, so he's going to be out of this game. And that is going to be a timeout on the floor as well. So we are even, 56 all. What a finish we're coming down to here in Carver Gym. We'll keep things here for this break, as I feel like we just went away. Let's talk about what just happened on that floor. Moriarty just fouled out of this game. He hasn't been an impact player in the matchup, just 2 points in this game, but he is SPU's leading scorer. So when it comes down to the wire, you think he was going to be involved in the offense, and he just makes the mental mistake, and he's now fouled out of the contest. Money Lott had that three-pointer wide open. Tijan Zenn just slipped into the spot, as you see. 2 defenders were there. Moriarty reached around for no reason to. He's just forcing that. He knows he has 4 fouls, and it's just not a smart play. As Moriarty is out of this game, Grant Coleman took over for him now in this. This is going to come down to a phenomenal finish here in Carver Gym. We've got 3 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game, 56 all. Right now, Seattle Pacific 8-4 in the GNAC. The Vikings 7-5. These two teams could switch positions right now in the standings. You have Seattle Pacific sitting at 3rd in the GNAC, the Vikings at 5th. And with these two teams maybe switching sides with the Vikings win, Western Washington would go from having an 0-5 start in conference play to being the 3rd best team in the conference potentially. We obviously can base off what other finishes we have around the GNAC in this matchup, but you've got to give Western Washington their props. From starting 0-5 in their conference schedule to now rattling off these 7 straight wins. They've been close wins. Vikings have played in a lot of close games this season. Even when you go back to that 0-5 start, 2 of those losses were 1 or 2 possession losses against conference opponents. Zenn gets the first free throw, and the Vikings now lead. Their first lead since 9 minutes left in this half. Zenn is good, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 12 points for the point guard, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Jackson Knapp, he's been the leading scorer for SPU. They'll put the ball in his hands. He's got 20 points tonight. And quick whistle down there on offense. Trevor White picks up the personal foul. He's got 3. And the Vikings, that's now their 17th foul. 1-1 at the free throw line. Bonus for each side. Vikings are in double bonus. SPU have the 1-1 bonus. Chance to tie it here with Knapp. First of 2 is good as Knapp makes his second free throw of the night. 21 points for Knapp. His career high points came against Douglas on the 21st of December. Scored 22 points there. This free throw would tie it. Would be his most points in a conference game. And he does. 22 tonight for Knapp. 14 for Landek, 12 for Evans. Those are the leaders for SPU. And we're tied 58-58. Tijan Zenn has been forcing his way to the basket. He's got 14 points as one of the Vikings leaders. Under 3 minutes now. SPU, they trail by 2. Latour hasn't hit a three all night, and that continues. He's just off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, by SPU's Evans kept the possession alive. They now send a hot pass into Evans. He's got an open lane to the basket. Tried to get it to Knapp, tipped out of the hands. And Kepley ends up with the ball for Western Washington. Coming down, head of steam, Latour pokes it out of his hands, and the Vikings have it on the baseline. Just a messy play by SPU on the other side of the court. Had a couple of chances inside, but neither Knapp or Evans could keep a hold of it. Evans almost turned into a long snapper, and Grant Kepley, the quarterback, takes it down the other side of the court. Vikings a chance to add to their 2-point lead, 60-58. 2.5 left in the game. And it's Wilson, the leading scorer, with 17 points tonight. Going to work against Coleman. Fade away from the mid-range. Comes up short, and Latour gets a rebound. Every possession mattering here down the wire. It's mattered all night, but even more now. And how about Knapp in that same spot he's gone to work all night on the left side. Gets into the paint. Corner three from Coleman. Too strong. Kepley with a rebound. Seattle Pacific's inability to knock down the triple tonight has been crucial. They're just 17% from the arc. As Sane into his spot. Oh my goodness, Tijan Sane. Tough layup after tough layup. He's just willing his way into the basket. Vikings have a 4-point lead. SPU is sliding. Entry pass attempted down to Evans and a foul called on Money Lot. Look at Tijan Sane tonight. He's got 16 points without a three-pointer, and it's just because he's been so aggressive and been able to get to his spot. Left side or right side, he's finishing layup after layup. Tijan Sane, 16 points tonight for the Vikings, and they lead by 4. Garrett Levesque is into the game with his 4 personal fouls. Trevor White is out. Evans is at the free throw line. Last time we saw him here, he went 0 of 2. And he gets the shooter's bounce. And they're gonna blow a whistle here. And the foul they're signaling is on Seattle Pacific. It was on the box out attempt of the 1-and-1. So the officials are gonna chat here between the side judge and the down ref. They'll travel there to the trail ref and really try and get something down here. We have a lot of uncertainty of what's going on right here. The official's going to chat things up. There was a foul call during the box out attempt. Basket was good by Seattle Pacific, and the officials have had a lot of time to discuss tonight. Want to get every single call right in a game like this. Had to go to the monitor a couple times. Ended up with a flagrant foul at one point. Still no official reporting on who the foul was on. Minute 31 and some confusion here as we halt the momentum here as we edge towards the end of this game and the end of this finish. Trace Evans should be at the free throw line for his second attempt. Tonight, Evans has 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. The big man has been going to work, kind of doing it all for SPU. They've been wanting to get it inside when it hasn't worked. They've settled for outside with Landek, but it's really been Knapp and Evans, the attack down low against Western Washington's interior defense, and it has worked for SPU. They're shooting now 41% in the game, 52 in this second half. Both offensives have really turned it up in the second half. 32 points by SPU in half number 2 and 34 by Western Washington. What it looked like on the floor is that Jonas Latour was tied up with Money Lot in the rebound attempt, and that seems to be what the foul call was. It was a quick trip to the monitor for the officials to figure out how we're going to deal with things here. Officials still have not given either head coach an explanation on what's going on, as it's unfortunate in such a close game like this. We're rallying towards, this great finish, and we have to take this break here at the monitors trying to figure out what's going on. Seems like we finally have something ruled here, as the officials will explain it to each coach. They're giving the PA announcement now for what the ruling was. So Latour, it is the foul on Latour. It's going to be his third foul. So you have the one shot that they're going to take down here on the floor with Evans. Misses it. And now we're going to travel all the way over to the other side of the court. And we're going to take two free throws for the Vikings because Vikings are in the double bonus, and the foul on Latour forces us to shoot some free throws. So an oddity here in Carver Gym tonight. Money Lot was the one who was fouled by Latour, so he's at the free throw line. 1 of 2 from the line there tonight. He has 7 points and 8 rebounds. Also has 4 blocks. That's where he's made his impact for Western Washington tonight. Misses the first of 2. It's just a 3-point game, so just 1 possession. That's a big free throw right here if Lott can stretch it to 2 possessions with 1:31 left in the game. Second is good. Vikings lead by 4. Not before we get Logan Kinlock into the game. And they're going to take out Evans. Trace Evans is out of the game for Logan Kinlock on an interesting switch made by Coach Fazio for SBU. Down by 4. Maybe trying to opt for some shooting here. They have Coleman out there. Pick and pop to him. He now goes to the right side past Lott. I don't know if Lott forced the block. He might have got a piece of it. And either way, he forced a miss down inside. Another great interior defensive effort by Money Lott. Vikings have a chance to make a huge basket here. It's Tijan Sane just slowing this down, milking this clock, directing traffic outside. He goes to the right. Sane, mid-range jumper, tried to go off the glass, missed it though. And off of SPU's foot, it just bounced off of Grant Coleman's foot, unfortunately out of bounds. Fortunately, though, to the Vikings, it's their ball. Just ricocheted off the wrong part of Grant Coleman on the rebound. And now Western Washington gifted a fresh possession. Tony Dominguez calls timeout, nearing the 5-second violation. As Western Washington will call their timeout, up by 4. What a finish we are headed to here. Western Washington has led 9 times in this game. There's been 17 lead changes. We've tied this game 5 times tonight. Vikings did not lead for about 6 minutes in this second half, from 9 minutes down to 3. They took the lead back. SBU has now fallen behind by 4. Vikings have the ball on the sideline with Tijan Sane almost having that 5-second violation, but extended now by the timeout. Vikings will get it. SBU has gone cold at the wrong time is the story right now. 1 of 9 from the field in their last 9 attempts. They've only knocked down 1 triple in their last 9 3-point attempts as well. They've been chucking them up from deep. They just aren't falling. 3 of 17 from behind the arc for SBU. Vikings in the driver's seat. Need a good offensive possession to work towards a win. Vikings have no more timeouts left. SBU 2. Kepley gets an inbound to Will Wilson. Wilson along the baseline finds Kepley on the drive, rejected by Latour. Landek going quickly. Huge block, and now Landek is brought to the floor, threw it off the glass, almost got an and 1. And Tijan Sane will get the personal foul. It was what he had to do at that point. Landek had a full head of steam and almost even got the and 1, but he's going to the free throw line. They call it a shooting foul, so there's 2 shots. It's not double bonus for SPU, but the call on the floor was that Landek was in the shooting motion. First of 2 is good. Landek, his 6th free throw made tonight, 6 of 8. He's got 15 points in 36 minutes for SPU. After scoring 31 against Simon Frazier, Landek, a huge free throw attempt coming. Makes the 2nd of 2. And SPU will call the timeout after the make. They'll burn 1 of their final 2 timeouts in a 2-point game. This game is far from over. 30-second shot clocks here in Division II basketball, as SPU, if they can grab a rebound, is basically guaranteed almost another possession. Big thing for the Vikings and Tony Dominguez is to drop something where you get a basket. Get to the hole, maybe force some contact. Do what you've done all night with Will Wilson and Tijan Sane and Grant Kepley. I mean, those are your 3 guys. The ball is going to be in their hands, and they're going to be attacking the basket, looking to maybe get a tough basket or get to the free throw line. It's what's been successful tonight. It's what's been successful all season for Western Washington, their aggressiveness and their ability to get to the rim and finish tough baskets and layups. SPU just trying to get a stop on defense. Fazio likely telling his team we just need one stop and they have a chance for a game winner. There have been some fun finishes between SPU and Western Washington throughout the history of these two programs. SPU is not going to press too hard. Landek just shadowing, Zenn up the court. Vikings advance it. And now it's the time game. Zenn is going to milk this clock as much as he can. He's going to get Lott up top. Zenn on the right side. Now we'll hand off to Wilson. 8 on the shot clock for Wilson. Wilson drives with 5. Inside floater up. No good. Rebound by White. Going up for it, and it's a jump ball off the block. Possession arrow to Seattle Pacific, and the defensive effort by SPU is going to force the turnover and the possession. White, the freshman, grabs the rebound, but then went up for a shot, and Kinlock blocked it, and we have a jump ball, Seattle Pacific possession. They're going to use their final timeout. Oh, here we go. 13.4 as SPU looks to drop their money play. They don't need a 3. I mean, they could get a 2 and we're headed overtime. Western Washington rebounding has been such a tough thing throughout this season, especially on the offensive glass. It's been a struggle tonight. And Trevor White, the freshman, gets the rebound that he needs, tries to go up with a shot, and gets blocked. You got to question whether you want to go up with a shot there. I mean, you just got a fresh shot clock. Let them foul you. Don't go up with that shot, and you're basically almost guaranteed a foul or maybe something even better, a basket. Trevor White, obviously the reaction, you grab that offensive rebound, you're thinking, I want to put this right back in there, and it's the right idea in most scenarios, but almost there for Western Washington. You think holding onto the ball might have been a better strategy, and now you've given SPU a wide open door. The question is, can they walk through it? Vikings have lost on a buzzer beater here at home before against against Westminster. It was a half-court buzzer beater. We were going to be headed to overtime. The score in that game was 63-63 before Westminster hit a game-winning buzzer beater at the half, chucking it. And they won 66-63 in that game. This is a chance for SPU. You imagine Jackson Knapp or Mason Landek is going to be heavily involved in this play. We'll see what Kefri Fazio drew up for the Falcons. One winning streak ends tonight. Either SPU's 5 straight or Western Washington's 7 straight. Final chance for the Falcons, down by 2. Mason Landek crosses over on the left side. No dribble for him. Outside, a 3 from Coleman. It's good! 4.1, Vikings no timeouts. Here comes Zenn, he's done it before down the court. Zenn on the right side, puts it up, no good! And Seattle Pacific steals it from the Vikings. They come into Carver Gym and break the hearts of every Western Washington fan here tonight. A huge crowd, and it's heartbreak for the Vikings. 7 straight erased just like that, as SPU is the hottest team in the GNAC. 6 straight wins. Vikings had the chance with Zenn. It was looking deja vu-like to that St. Martin's game. He got to his spot, double clutched, and it just couldn't fall. What a finish in Carver Gym. What a game, as SPU wins 64-63. For the Vikings, they travel on the road next. They'll take on Western Oregon and St. Martin's, and then they'll be back for their final 3 games to be played here at home against Simon Fraser, Central Washington, and then Northwest Nazarene, and then it's on to the conference tournament. For all you Vikings TV fans, Thursday and Saturday we got women's basketball, 7 p.m. matchup against Alaska Anchorage, and then Saturday at 7 against Alaska Fairbanks. We'll see you then. What a fight on the I-5 rivalry. SPU steals it at the last second. Bucket made by Grant Coleman, knocks down the 3, and he's the hero. 64-63. What a game. We'll see everyone next week. And as always, go Vikes.